If you dream of early retirement or less work for a more fulfilling life, here are some points you may want to keep in mind. If you spend some time on the internet, you will be bombarded with the idea of spending far less time working and thus having more freedom to design the lifestyle of your dreams, to travel the world in search for yourself, and to pursue your passions through leisure activities. Have you ever dreamt of having such a luxury, friend? Have you ever imagined what your life would look like if no tasks or duties will occupy your mind or daily schedule? Have you ever envisioned yourself in such a situation? If you smile at such an idea while craving for it in your imagination, allow me to burst that bubble and share with you some reasons why such a concept is a deception that starts from the premise that avoiding work completely will bring joy and fulfillment in your life. Oftentimes, if you are a hard-working man, you will crave a break from work to be able to recharge, and when it finally comes, the relaxation and disconnect from the working environment is fantastic, but you will notice that if the break is too long, after a while it gets old and boring. It will be less fulfilling and you start feeling impatient and edgy. Your desire to be engaged in something useful comes back, and you will have the drive to be industrious once more, to be able to enjoy the sweetness of the free time again, once another break is needed. This is because leisure in the absence of work is meaningless. Leisure is fulfilling only if it comes as a compensation for hard work and effort. Besides, friend, the idea of avoiding work is not sustainable. Outsourcing is great if balanced right, but what happens when the person who you have outsourced your tasks wants to outsource his work to also start designing his lifestyle? Who will learn and work to become a teacher, a doctor, a lawyer? Who will eventually fly your plane when you travel the world in search for yourself? The idea of shifting all your work to someone else is elitist and selfish, with the implication that the only people who will work are those who are not smart enough to escape it. Work is okay for other people, but beneath you, all while you are fully dependent on those people. Keep in mind, friend, that every difficult task that you complete strengthens your ability to deal with hardships in the future. If someone in your family dies, you cannot outsource your pain and grieving. If you become sick, you cannot outsource the will to get better. Ask yourself a question. If you avoid hard work in life, will you have the mental and emotional strength to deal with a crisis you cannot pass to someone else? When you man up and choose to do things yourself, you take ownership of the task at hand and the results of that effort. Passing your work to others may grant you the benefit of not taking the blame if something goes wrong, but you also rob yourself of the joy and pride of success when things go well, and your so-called accomplishments will feel meaningless and empty. Remember, friend, that putting in an honest day's work into something useful lets you look at yourself in the mirror without feeling ashamed, without feeling like you have wasted a day on pointless activities, like a hopeless bum. You, just like everyone else, have certain gifts and talents. Develop some self-respect and share them with others by contributing to making the world around you better in some way. Never forget that you as a man are wired to want to be useful, to make and provide things for others. If you deprive yourself of work, you will feel lost because you rob yourself of a sense of identity and purpose. Work will give you a reason to get up each day and will award you a sense of accomplishment. Become industrious, friend, and make use of every minute of your day, and you will see that by getting your work done efficiently, depression and feeling down will become expressions of the past. On top of this, every minute not wasted throughout the day will be a minute gained in the second part of the day, a minute that you can spend with your family or other activities that fulfill you. A reason you waste your time during the day is because you do not know what you should be doing. Devote a few minutes each day to plan your time. Find a system that works for you and schedule your activities and tasks. Whether you need a table for every minute of the day or just a list of tasks to be completed, do it and amaze yourself with how much you can get done in 24 hours. In our internet era, when you are always connected to the online world, it is easy to be distracted. Do your best to eliminate all needless distractions. Check your emails only 2 times a day instead of every minute. Disconnect your Wi-Fi or Ethernet cable when you need to do deep work. Block certain websites and set up your phone so that only your close ones can reach you at certain times. But remember that all this effort will be meaningless and you will fall back into the old habits without a worthy reason that will fuel your actions. Set some meaningful goals for yourself, friend. Goals that will make you and the world around you better. Write them down and carry them with you at all times. Every time you make a decision on how you are going to spend your day, ask yourself, will this activity bring me closer to my goals? And build up your discipline to focus only on the things that will make you more productive and industrious, and in the end, more fulfilled. When you have time for relaxation away from work, make use of these moments by pursuing activities that will make you a better man. Remember that true recreation is an activity that leaves you energized and ready to take on future challenges. Instead of spending your free time in front of the TV or drinking and eating yourself to death, find activities that will rejuvenate you. I dare you, friend, to become an industrious man, a man driven by a great vision, willing to make out of his efforts something useful to himself and others, and do not fall into the trap of thinking that never working will lead to a fulfilling life. Are you bold enough to overcome your current condition, get your hands dirty and become an industrious, hard-working and productive man? The choice is yours to make.